You are welcome to HN What's Your Say? The #1 listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. It's important to note that we will not necessarily see a replica of what happened in Chicago when it comes to the appeal judge's deliberations in New York. An appeal is not just a second opportunity to argue out the merits of your case. Instead, you must show the Court of Appeal how the trial court erred, and how this substantially affected your case. The problem here is that the appellate court usually reviews each case from the standpoint of trying to support the trial court's judgment. However, with the proper representation which R. Kelly had, he is in the perfect position to win his New York appeal. The appellate court typically assumes trial judges and legal professionals follow the applicable rules and laws while handling a case. To win the New York appeal, therefore, attorney Jennifer Bonjean needed to demonstrate an error of law or wrongdoing committed by the court during and before the trial proceedings. She had to prove that the court made legal mistakes, abused its power, or ruled contrary to the evidence arraigned. There are several disturbing trial elements which were registered during R. Kelly's New York court process that could guarantee Jennifer Bonjean a successful appeal. The jury selection process alone was not done right, and the court managed to get fans and followers of the surviving R. Kelly documentary on the team who couldn't have maintained a neutral position when it came to judging R. Kelly even before the trial began. The selected jury was therefore prone to prejudicial tendencies from the start, something that became even more evident later through the trial and that greatly affected R. Kelly's case. Even after this mistake has already been made, it is allowed that the court does excuse a juror for good cause during the trial or deliberations once the error has been realized, which it didn't do. This saw prejudicial jurors go all the way to the judgment phase of the New York trial, and subsequently prejudicing the R&B King. Another element registered during the New York trial process was the unprofessional conduct of the prosecution that saw now on forced retirement government attorney Angel Kroll inappropriately communicating with key witnesses on the case with suggestive text messages, and also engaging in the process of evidence collection, which legally is not the role of the prosecution but the police department. There is evidence to prove that the government attorney did send emails to journalist Jim DeRogatis using a disposable burner email to which Jim sent information sensitive to the case. Also, the fact that we saw a ruling that was not supported by the evidence presented during the case is a big loophole and legal error by the court. We saw R. Kelly found guilty for racketeering and Mann Act violation, which is a form of trafficking, but we did not see anything from within the evidence presented that suggested Robert has operated an illegal enterprise that engaged in perpetrating criminal conduct. A CEO of a company being involved in a legal scandal does not necessarily mean that every staff on his payroll was involved in the alleged crimes. The women who accused R. Kelly are people he had personal relationships with, and he wasn't operating a sort of cartel to do this because he certainly needed no such help. Even the only attempt the prosecution used to try and frame him like the gang leader he has never been failed when the only two co-accused, Daryl McDavid and Milton June Brown, were acquitted and the charges dropped with prejudice. Perhaps if these two had been found to have acted along with R. Kelly in attempt to commit any crimes, the government would have their man. The acquittal, however, offered further proof that there was no such a thing as an enterprise, and this indicates that the jury, together with the Brooklyn Federal Court Judge Ann Donnelly, made rulings that were not in line with any of the evidence provided. Even the Mann Act violation guilty verdict is completely misplaced, considering no real evidence presented in the Brooklyn Federal Court could prove R. Kelly was engaged in trafficking. This cannot be possible when the parents did hand their daughters to R. Kelly willingly, and when any such interstate trips being regarded as evidence were for official business, shopping, or such agenda, as opposed to illicit conduct for monetary gain as the law demands before it can be categorized as Mann Act violation. Laws that were clearly made to curb other activities altogether are being used to trap R. Kelly into a box he does not belong to. And this is one legal mistake that was so appealable in the appellate court. Another element of the New York trial, among others, that made the entire case suitable for appeal is the 30-year sentence in itself, which is a clear error of law by the Brooklyn Federal Judge Ann Donnelly. The state attorney would definitely find difficulty in explaining how the trial judge managed to secure a 30-year sentence for a man that killed nobody, and whose only reason for being in prison is interactions with the wrong people, or call it relationships gone bad. Chicago Judge Lynan Weber was able to outline a few reasons why R. Kelly does not deserve a long sentence but left out the element of insufficient evidence. We are confident there is no sentencing formula that will give a victim of blackmail like Kelly was 30 years in prison. Even the extravagant and entitled accusers had proposed only 25. For Judge Ann Donnelly to give it all to them and add them 5 more from her own bag is evidence of prejudice at work. And without forgetting, the Bureau of Prisons scandal that saw compromised witnesses take the New York stand to testify against R. Kelly. This is yet another error of law. If the New York trial invited witnesses that had been tampered with by the prosecution with the help of the court and the Bureau of Prisons to the stand to give testimonies that were later based on to arrive at a judgment, it makes the entire case liable for a successful appeal, and R. Kelly's attorney Jennifer Bonjean didn't waste no opportunity. She prepared a wonderful opening brief and backed it up with a strong winning oral argument during the appeal hearing. According to Gen Exclusive, by the look of things, government crossed the boundaries and used their powers excessively to force wins where there shouldn't be. And this is only coming out because it's R. Kelly on trial, meaning there are many similar scenarios where the government has used excesses and gone unchecked. Jennifer Bonjean, however, did her best to expose all the lies and prejudice, and hopefully they will stop their bad habits of forgetting no one is above the law. Not even the government is above the law. If you wish to take part in a live interview on this channel discussing any of these topics, let us know by emailing us on sashahnnewsroom@gmail.com for scheduling. That is all we had for you today on HN What's Your Say? To keep updated whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. Also remember to hit the bell icon and enable notifications. And feel free to share your opinions with us in the comment section below, and let us know if you would like us to publish your views in our next release. We value all our subscribers' opinions.